Hello there. I just finished playing Raji, an ancient epic, and all right, how am I gonna start this? I enjoyed the game while I was playing it. I like the story of the gods. I like the history of the world. I even the repeatable mechanics. The fact that it just kept doing the same thing over and over again. I didn't mind that because eventually I got the hang of it because I was terrible in the beginning, and as soon as I started getting kind of the rhythm down, I knew how to block. If you were watching me play, you would catch me counting on some of the bosses because one of them literally had a routine that you just had to keep in mind. And if you followed it, you were perfectly set. What I realized what the issue is this game is a journey to save your brother. However, the way this story ends makes it seem as if anything you serve no purpose. You did absolutely nothing in this world to benefit anything. Now, there was a scene where you're basically trying to save your brother, and you end up saving kids. As soon as you save those kids, what happens? The whole thing crumbles, and all those kids you just saved die. So you serve no purpose. You continue on, you finally save your brother, and then you collapse. And then your brother leaves you once again, returning to the bad guy. You serve no purpose. And then you finally are killing the bad guy. You end up finding out you're killing his clones. The real bad guy is away, and he uses your brother to open the door to the gods. And again, you serve no purpose. It aggravated me because what happened at the very end of the game? Oh, after your brother opens the portal to the gods, the bad guy lets him go. So your brother, in the end, returns to you on his own free will. So everyone I tried to save, I couldn't save. Trying to save my brother served no purpose, and the bad guy let him go after he used him. So I could have waited in the very beginning of the game, done absolutely nothing, and Gulu would have found me. That's the way I felt at the very end. Maybe if I had saved the kids, if I successfully saved the kids, maybe if when I saved my brother, there were a few others I saved and only my brother left me, that would make sense. But the way this game went about it at the very end, it's like, oh, ha ha ha, there's going to be a sequel. Because I was thinking, okay, because it's a 4-hour long game. I was thinking, okay, I'm going to play Gulu now. I'm going to play the brother. It's going to take on his perspective of the story as we fight the bad guy. No, the bad guy gets away. Everyone that I saved is dead, and the brother that I saved returns to me on his own because the bad guy just got rid of him after using him. So everything that is built up in the story serves no purpose, and it kind of felt like one of those movies where, oh, the bad guy commits the good guy commits suicide at the end, or the main character commits suicide, or the whole thing was a dream. Everything serves no purpose. I hate those types of stories. Everything you do to that point does nothing. Has absolute no effect. Sure, I was kind of turning the world back to normal, but with him opening the gates to heaven and releases demons everywhere, everything's going back to the way it just was that I repaired. So why do the gods talk about me being this, Raji being this epic character when she serves no purpose? So in the end, it was that ending. Maybe because this is the thing, is there multiple endings to this? Did I do something wrong? Because at the way that ends makes me feel like there's no point to this story. It brought this game down from, it was like a 7. All right. I was like, okay, it's a fun thing to distract me. It's a fun thing to have. It was passing time. I enjoyed it. But at that very end, it pissed me off. And even now, I'm just like, it makes me feel like everything, all that enjoyment I was having serves no purpose. I could have done something else with that time. So it was just like everything I did ripped it away from me. So it's like at a 4 out of 10. I don't know what the 4 out of 10. I don't know why people do that. It doesn't make no sense. I'll do 1 out of 3. 1 out of 3. Originally, it was 2 out of 3. It was great. And then they did that. And it was just like, no. But yeah, it really did ruin it for me. That ending. Getting all the way to the end. Sure, it's a short game. You can give them that, but if I had saved the kids, if I had saved a few other people, if things actually, like when I went to the Magi, right? When I went to the Magi's place, if I saved all of them, if I was able to bring them, like reverse the stone, the petrification, I would have seen it as, okay, at least I did some good. But no, all the Magi are dead. All the kids that I saved died because after I saved them, the ground crumbled underneath me and they all... It's just the only thing that I think I saved was those kids at the very beginning. That one cart that I had nothing to do with. It was a cutscene. So it was just one of those things that is just like absolutely aggravating me. It's like, what was the point? What was the point? Because one thing I loved was the world was beautiful. In the mechanics of the game is a side scroller pretty much. So I couldn't look around to see the world. I didn't have that ability. So everything that I would have liked more in the game, in the mechanics, I understand it's an indie game. It's a smaller publishing company. So you give them a few, but when it comes to narrative, when it comes to the narrative, you cannot slack, especially if you're in an indie game or a smaller budget game, a 4-hour-long game. You can't do that. But yeah, this game I wouldn't recommend. As much as I was liking it while I was playing, with the way it ended, I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. I would just tell them it was no point. If it had a concept like where you waited at the beginning and eventually Gulu would just walk to you on his own, I mean, maybe that's there. Maybe if I waited at the beginning of the game for 4 hours, Gulu would return and say, "Oh, Gulu has returned. She didn't need to do any work." But I don't know. Thank you all for watching. Yeah, Raji and Ancient Epic. I think they were planning a sequel, but because of how this one turned out, maybe not. Maybe they're still in the works for it. Because with all hell breaking loose, maybe they were planning that's where they're going to put all their budget. People are going to get interested in the world, but when you serve no actual purpose in this world, when you do nothing to benefit this world, because everything you do is a lie, it does nothing, then why would you invest in furthering in this world, working for trying to repair the world? Because obviously I can't do anything. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I enjoyed it while I played it, and then I got to the end. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles.